What is going on, guys? Miles here, and in this video we'll be taking a look at some more changes which have been recently made to the Blackout game mode in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Treyarch have been making daily updates to the Blackout game mode, which is really good to see, and I think it means good things for the game's future, but these updates have been kind of small, so I haven't been making a video every single day covering these updates, and I decided instead to kind of combine the last few days into one video rather than having a bunch of shorter videos, so you guys can still get the idea of what's been changed in the game. So let's begin the video talking about armor, which in my opinion is one of the most annoying features about Blackout currently in the game. Now, in my last video where I covered the patch notes for the first few days of the beta, armor did kind of receive a nerf because there was a bug where it didn't take explosive damage or something like that, but it has actually been nerfed once again. Because now level 3 armor will break sooner and it will also absorb less damage. We don't have exact numbers because Treyarch didn't give those away, but I know before this update level 3 armor absorbed 65% of bullet damage, which is absolutely insane because that means if you had like a trauma kit, your effective HP would be like 570 or something crazy. So hopefully it's going to be quite lower now, and maybe like 60 or 55% I'm hoping. And also it shouldn't take a super long time to break as well. And also alongside this, level 2 armor did see a slight nerf as well. We don't exactly know how it was nerfed, they didn't really go into details, but I didn't think level 2 armor was a huge problem anyway, but I'm still okay with it being nerfed. As for the perks, these things have been slightly adjusted as well, as it now only takes 2 seconds to activate them. I'm not sure what it was previously, I'm gonna guess maybe like 4 or 5 seconds because I remember it taking quite a long time to use them. So I do think this change is a good one overall, and it should keep the game being at a fast pace, and you shouldn't have to like kind of slow down to use like 5 perks or something like that. So once again, a pretty good change in my opinion. The Collapse, also known as the Storm, also known as the Circle, has been buffed a little bit, as it now does increase damage to players outside the circle. I believe the first circle dealt 1 damage per tick to players, and now it deals 2 damage, which is actually quite a significant buff because it is dealing double the damage it was previously, so you're going to have to rush to get inside the circles a lot faster now. And I know in the very late game, the circle ticks for 15 damage, which is a ton, and it means you can't actually out-heal the Storm in the very late game. Slight changes have been made to the wingsuit mechanic, as you now can't gain altitude at a high speed, and also pulling up from a steep dive now takes slightly longer. And this might sound a little bit confusing, but basically, prior to this patch, you could actually drop anywhere in the map if you used your wingsuit correctly. If you like dropped vertically down until you got to like 70 meters per second and then you like leveled out, you could actually go anywhere on the map. But after this update, you are a lot more limited, so you can't go to like the really far places on the map. So I kind of think this is actually quite a bad change. The cargo plane, which delivers supply drops, now has increased health and cannot be damaged by bullets. For some reason, I never actually tried shooting this thing down. That's actually a really good idea, but now I'm going to have to use an RPG if I want to do this, so it's going to be a lot more difficult to do. But I would say overall this is actually a good change because previously I don't feel like RPGs had any place in Blackout. They weren't really that useful besides shooting down helicopters, which not many people use, so I feel like this is actually a good change and it makes that weapon a little bit more useful now, and maybe I would actually consider picking it up. Moving on to some of the item spawns, the spawn rate for level 3 armor, as well as the Vapor, as well as the Koshka sniper rifle has been reduced, so these are going to be a bit harder to find now, which I don't really have an opinion on, to be honest. As for weapons, the SG-12 shotgun now has increased damage at a medium range, which again I don't really have an opinion on because I never really used this shotgun. And finally, as for equipment, they have decreased the maximum number of equipment most people can hold in a single slot, which I feel like is a good change once again, because it stops people from like hoarding a ton of grenades and then like saving them for the late game and just spamming nades everywhere. So I feel like that's a decent change. And one last thing which I didn't mention was the addition of a new limited time mode called Close Quarters Frenzy, which is basically the normal Blackout, except you can only use SMGs, shotguns and pistols, and they also increase the speed of the Collapse, aka the Storm. So this game mode seems to be quite a bit of fun, and I'll probably give it a go some point today. But there we have it, they were all of the changes which have been made to Blackout over the last few days. Overall, I think most of the changes are really good, but I would like to see the wingsuits kind of reverted to before the nerf, because, I don't know, I like the idea of being able to drop anywhere on the map, and now you can't really do that in certain situations. But let me know what you think of these changes down in the comments below, and if you found the video useful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more, but I'll see you guys in another video.